Hello everyone and welcome back. I bring you some big news today. Now I know straight away when you probably click on this video, I don't tend to make many stadium expansion videos, but I know for a fact you've probably seen quite a lot of St James's Park expansion videos on YouTube. So I'm just someone that doesn't tend to enjoy making them, or won't make them based on a sole bit of information. But in this case, it's a big one. It is now being confirmed as an exclusive article from the Telegraph that after feasibility studies on the possibility of moving St James's Park, it has been decided by Newcastle United, no, we will not move. We will 100% stay, and we will expand St James's Park with what options we have to do so. Now, in terms of where they can expand St James's Park, we know straight away, obviously, you can't do Leeds' stand because of the park behind it. You can't do the Melbourne stand because of all the roads and just everything behind that, so that's impossible. The East stand at the minute's got grade 2 listed buildings there, so based on that you can't then build onto that. So you've got the Gallagher end, which has obviously the road where the RVI ambulances would use, so you've got to be able to basically accommodate for them while actually building on the land that Newcastle United owns behind that road. And obviously you've got the metro lines below that, so it's a massive F-on in terms of trying to get all that sorted out. So in this case, it's been confirmed that Newcastle are going to stay. How they're going to expand that stadium, I will never know, but that's just a big information straight away. That's it. It's no longer a question of if Newcastle will stay at St James's Park. It is now a question of Newcastle are going to stay at St James's Park, and the question being is, where can they expand there? How many people can they get in? What is going to be possible? And for you guys watching, the ones that don't have a season ticket, the ones that obviously want to go as much as possible but they can't do so, how do we get you guys in? And in the business point of view, how did Newcastle make more money? We're losing out on millions of pounds season upon season because we got a massive wait list of people wanting to flock in, wanting to come in and watch the games, but we can't do that because we just haven't got the capacity inside the ground. So we are losing out on money because we are unable to get those people in, and that's why unfortunately stuff like hospitality packages, see more of them opening up. Your £800, £900 a match package for overseas fans to come over who are desperate to see a game. Newcastle has to then bump up prices everywhere. Season ticket prices again had run up with 6%. Every single season these prices will continue to increase because in the Premier League, on the FFP, you need match day revenue, and every single team now has having to more or less rip off their fans because that's the only way the clubs are going to get this extra revenue in on the FFP, where they can legally spend that in the market. And the problem with St James's Park again is you've got a season ticket waiting list of over 40,000, where new season tickets aren't opening up because anyone that gives up their season ticket, that seat's now a match day ticket. And so new season tickets aren't coming out, so that list is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So for Newcastle, it's about how can we utilise that, how can we get the best out of that. And now it's just expanding the bloody ground. It's just actually getting that paperwork down, getting all the schematics down, speaking to the best technical experts out there and just saying what is feasible with the ground and what can we do in the city centre to make our ground bigger. We don't have the luxury of having a massive compound where we own a mile around the stadium. We just don't have that at all. We've got very limited space. It's about utilising the space that we have, and how we're going to do that is a question for another day. But that's it, guys. We've discussed some other things in this video, but in terms of St James's Park expansion, that's all you need to know. We are staying at St James. It's now been confirmed. Enjoy it. Take it all in. I'm kind of glad, if you want my personal opinion, I'm glad that we're staying, because the last thing I want to do is to move ground and you see the old St James's Park just get taken down and it's get smashed down and turned like student accommodation. I mean, imagine going to Newcastle and you just see the old St James's Park, there's loads of uni flats, and that would make me sick, you know. I wouldn't enjoy that. So the fact that we are staying is huge. But that's it in terms of expansion. What else is going on over the past couple of days with Newcastle? Some interesting news that came out yesterday regarding Kieran Trippier. Was actually a fan that had photographed him inside Newcastle Airport. You can actually see on his backpack, he's got his family picture on there, he's got his name on it. The reason why I bring that up, because I wouldn't normally talk about a picture that you could easily say, well, you know, that could have been taken from an RTA. Maybe that photograph was from a year ago and this guy's put out his brand new news. The reason why I'm talking about it now is because a few hours later, Craig Hope had actually come out and confirmed that Kieran Trippier is now in Dubai He's in Dubai with a specialist with an attempt to get him in the last 3 games of the season. So it's a massive rush from Newcastle to get one of our star players abroad, get him away, having some one-on-one time with specialists, and just to make sure we can try and get him in for the last couple of games, because based on the league table, you know you're going to need everyone back. I think it's quite positive news, actually, and what my opinion about it, because I think when you get the impression straight away, you're queuing trip, oh, he's off to Dubai now, you think, no, well, this guy ain't come back this season, I've got no chance now. But the fact that we're trying to rush him back in, it's a nice sign that if this player could be back for the last couple, I think we should probably, Man U, Brentford, I think it's the 2 we need him back for. It says the last 3 matches, but I don't think we should rush him back if we don't have to. I think the next 2 games we should be winning regardless, in all honesty. We should be winning Burnley away, we should be beating Brighton at home with the squad we've got now. If we don't do that, in my personal opinion, we probably don't deserve European football. Those are 2, I wouldn't say easy games out of respect to the opposition teams, but 2 games we've got to win in any circumstance, in my personal opinion. And after that, Man U away, which is going to get interesting. That's a big 6-pointer, 2 teams battling out for the top 6, and then the Brentford game, I hate leaving any circumstance in the last game of the season, because you just never know what's going to happen. So for Newcastle's case, we've got to make sure it does not go down to the last game of the season. Potentially getting someone like Joe Linton back as well, if possible. We still get the likes of Nick Pope. Obviously, there's still a few players you're not going to say again this season, but maybe you can get 1 or 2 of them back and you might fancy your chances. But I think we should be getting it. If you want my personal opinion now, I think we will get some form of European football next season. Ideally, you would like Europa League if you were to throw something at me now. But Conference League, if it has to be, then so be it. Get some form of revenue next season. Let's give players like Isak, Bruno a reason of why they have to stay at Newcastle next season. I know they're going to stay anyway, but you always want that incentive there. And getting European football is huge. If we walk out of this season without European football, I'll be disappointed, because I think at the position we're in now, we should be getting it. And it's still mental to think about it, because we've had such a poor waveform this season. We've had a massive injury crisis with European football. We've had a year-long ban to our star signing, and yet Newcastle are still quite close to getting Champions League football. I mean, imagine if the top 5 this season actually was Champions League, so that extra European spot, because of how English teams do in the Champions League, actually opened up. Newcastle could have been like almost in the Champions League again, just like that. It's incredible, isn't it? We actually could be a regular Champions League pushing side once we get a good squad depth in. Our star players, the exit Isak again, they keep turning up. We weren't that far off Champions League this season. If top 5 was actually the Champions League spot, we weren't that far off it. So despite everything that's happened this season, you couldn't quite believe that, could you? It just makes me think, well, we've had our best 11. If we didn't have an injury crisis, if we didn't have that Tonali ban, just where would Newcastle actually finish? Like, I mean, I'm being serious here, you know. Like, we could have actually done a lot more this season if things had went in our favour, which makes me quite excited to see what comes next. But brilliant time to be a Newcastle fan. Take it all in. We are almost at the end goal now. Enjoy yourselves, guys. I wish you all the best, and we'll see you in the next one.